42 champions, 3 team titles. February's champions are next. Live from Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines, this is it for the 35th and the last time. The best of the best have gathered at the Big Barn in Des Moines to decide it on the mat. And better than 12,000 have jammed this building and will be on hand to cheer the champions and this very special night of high school wrestling. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Seaman alongside Jim Gibbons. And Jimmy, what a night we've got.
Oh, it's great to be back here with you again, Tim. And, you know, athletes, coaches, schools, communities, everybody's jacked up tonight for what's going to happen. 42 championships being crowned tonight for our wrestlers in this state.
It's a dream of a lifetime, and it's something that nobody that leaves this building, grandpa, grandma, aunts, uncles, the youngest that don't even know what's going on, will always remember this night.
They will remember because it'll be the last night in this barn. Veterans Auditorium, the last night that will be crowning state champions. We're going to move over to the event center next year. So, you know, everybody will be able to say that they wrestled the final match here in the barn.
And, of course, 2 gentlemen going for a chance at 4 titles. We'll tell you more about that as the night goes on. And we'll be back with much more here at Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Thompson Sports presents the 2005 Iowa High School State Wrestling Championships. Tonight's telecast is brought to you by Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Iowa, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Associations. By Mid-American Energy. Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines, Tim Seaman and Jim Gibbons, Matt Side, for what is going to be a special night here, the state championships, the 35th at Veterans Auditorium. And last, and Jim, the hair on the back of my neck is standing up, but and if it doesn't, when you get to the Grand March, you've got a problem.
That's right, and this is a special night, and you see these athletes coming out of the corner for one of the most significant events as far as pageantry in the state here. Our wrestlers coming out, all the guys that have placed in the top 8.
Here's the voice of the state tournament in the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Bud Legg.
5 state championships. Very shortly, 336 athletes who have gained medal status this year will enter the arena in the Grand March. They represent the 672 wrestlers who qualified for this year's state meet and over 8,600 fellow competitors. Leading the Grand March are this year's escorts, Les Anderson and Larry Hayes. Both of these gentlemen have exemplary wrestling careers fueled by a passionate interest in the sport. Each was a state high school champion. Each was a multiple NCAA champion, and each has served with distinction as a coach and a clinician. So profound are their careers that last summer they were each inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. And now, please welcome this year's best of the best in the 36th annual Grand March, led by Les Anderson and Larry Hayes. Our nation's colors this evening are being presented by the Iowa National Guard, representing their fallen comrades and those serving around the globe. They are from the Army Guard, Sergeant Chris Tees, Specialist Brian Llewellyn, and from the Air Guard, Staff Sergeant Aaron Umphris and Staff Sergeant Orville Head. Our featured vocalist this evening is Miss Erica Musny of Audubon. She has been active in her school's vocal music program, including show and jazz choir, as well as speech, athletics, and cheer squad. Her vocal director is Mr. Gary Keller. Now we invite you to remain standing as one people and one nation as we honor America and our men and women in uniform around the world who stand watch over our safety and liberties, singing God Bless America and our national anthem, Miss Erica Musny.
And we'll be back with much more, including a very special tribute after this network break. Public address announcer Bud Legg.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite your attention to the center mat, where Iowa High School Athletic Association Executive Director, Mr. Rick Wolko, and members of the Board of Control will be presenting a special award to former Assistant Executive Director David Hardy. Mr. Hardy is being accompanied tonight by his wife Kay, granddaughter Alex, and grandson David. Since 1971,
championship, but look at that race there for second. Gilbertville, Don Bosco, Eagle Grove's got 4 finalists, Nashua Plainfield, Kingley's Pearson. So that's you know, we're giving out 4 trophies here. There's a lot of big race there for second.
Who can still take what climbing the ladder? How about in Class 2A? This one is not decided. And the 3A, neither is that either. We'll get to those as well, as it's going to be, well, a thrilling night, I guess, is the best way to put it. And there's the 2A look with Emmitsburg's Ehawks, Emmitsburg, Armstrong, Ringsted. 2 in the finals tonight, 9 points better than Centerville. Centerville with the 3 qualifiers tonight.
Well, Centerville would have to run the table and hope to get a little bit of help from the rest of the field here. But here's the race in 3A, Tim. I mean, the 107.5, 106 by Lewis Central. Iowa City West has 3 finalists. A head-to-head match against Waverly Shell Rock, who has 4 in the finals. You get if you win in this round, Tim, you get 4 points, plus a pin would be bonus points, major 1 point. So bonus points are going to be critical here.
Well, I think it's time to get us out of the way and get to the heart of the matter. The guys on the mat in Class 103. 103-pounders going to the mat here at Betts Auditorium in Des Moines. Get you set, introduce you to the men that have worked a lifetime to get to this moment, to be a state champion. Jim, you mentioned Iowa City West in that team race. They'll be right out of the gate here with a wrestler at 103 and 112.
Yeah, we're going to get a chance to see that at 3A. Nate Moore from Iowa City West, undefeated freshman, going against Mark Balwig. Basically a great record there, 44-0, and this is huge for the team title here. If the Waverly Shell Rock's going to make a run against the West, they're going to have to do it right here. 2 fellas coming out in the gold singlets there. That's another trend that started in wrestling. Guys get to the finals, they start wearing the off color, the lighter color of their schools. A lot of excitement.
The 1A match in the top right corner there, Dalton Jensen of Missouri Valley and Ridge Kiley of Eagle Grove. And on the lower right box, that's your 2A match. Kyle Pedretti out of MFL Marmac and Tyler Halverson from Cherokee, Iowa. That's your 103-pound bracket. We'll keep you posted on both of the matches to the right as they progress. You'll be able to see the score and the time there below once the matches begin. And of course, on the left side of the screen is the 3A match, as Jim just mentioned there. Nate Moore out of Iowa City, 33-0, and Mark Balwig out of Waverly Shell Rock, 41-0. A pair of freshmen. It's, I guess, not unusual. That first weight class, you got to look for a youngster sometimes that still hasn't put on the pounds.
Yeah, but these guys are really well built, and they've been in the sport for a long time. Probably won several kids' belts, so to speak, and a lot of experience out here for 2 young wrestlers.
All right, let's get it started. Mark Ryland in the Iowa City West chair for the coaches. Rick Caldwell over for Waverly Shell Rock, and a quick shot.
Actually, you look at that, the only way you can tell these 2 apart here is the ankle bands here, and Balwig has the green ankle bands on your left, and he's representing Waverly Shell Rock. So, great situation here.
Tied up there.
And these guys have to know, where they are with regard to the team. I know that, they train as a team, and so it would not be unusual to see these guys come out here a little tight. There's a nice shot there by Moore.
Fights it off to Balwig. He'll go to Iowa State next year.
Yeah, and Nate Moore is the cousin or nephew of Cliff Moore, who wrestled at Iowa last year and was the NCAA champion.
Step there to the boundary, and they'll take him back to the center of the match again. Jensen leads on your 1A match there, 2-0, and still no score in the 2A match on the bottom right.
See the pin situation up there up top. Eagle Grove's wrestler getting turned over there. That's Ridge Kiley. Both these guys on the feature match here. Here's a spin around situation here for Moore. He's going to get the 2 points. That's easily that's a good call. Now he finds himself in kind of a Granby tie-up situation. This is dangerous. You could get big points here, Tim. That's 2-point reversal. It's going to tie the score up.
Yep.
Good scramble. Tell you what, there's a back point situation here. Balwig from Waverly Shell Rock getting the count.
Moore is on his back.
That's big. When you can go ahead and do that in the first period, get a reversal and back points, you really, get the other guy wondering about what's happening out here, and nobody can prepare you totally for what you experience here going through that march and the warm-up and everything. You try to make it routine, but hey, this is for this championship.
Freshman kid has never been beaten. Looking at the roof of the building for a second there, obviously gets your attention.
Get you rattled.
Okay, again, it's Jensen on the top, 2-zip, and you can see the two-way match on the lower right.
I think Moore had his choice there, and he went ahead and chose the neutral position. When a freshman gets to this level, you can usually see somebody who's really proficient on their feet, and that was a beautiful snap down. Brought Moore right back into the match. He feels like he's the most talented wrestler on the feet. When that happens, 4-4 score now.
Jim, both of these guys have powered their way through the bracket. A couple of falls for Moore, an 8-3 win in the semifinal. Balwig, meanwhile, a fall has pinned his way through this tournament.
5-4 score here. Balwig ahead after the escape. And early in this match, you can see Balwig doing a good job of holding on to Moore's wrist. He couldn't really get his shot off. Here you see him moving to a 2-on-1. Now he comes to a shot of his own. Driving into him. He's got the outer third of the mat to work with. And notice how Moore, Iowa City West, stuffing the head. He's pushing the head down. It's very difficult to lift your opponent when you have your head stuffed like that. Balwig does get up. He's keeping his head down and looking for the big move here over here at the cradle. That's really not going to be very effective, but
able to control there underneath that the knee there.
Yeah, and you've got to figure he's got to hit another. When it's his choice, he's going to go down, probably get an escape. So he's in effect kind of got a 2-point lead here with the strategy that Moore's taken.
Again, Moore with the red leg band, Balwig with the green. And that's Moore with the nice little shuck there, I guess, kind of, and gets behind him in the takedown.
He takes the lead. This is decision time here for him. He's got to try to ride his man out here, trying to help clinch not only his title for himself as a freshman, but the state title for his team. There's an escape. 21 seconds left. He feels pretty comfortable in this position. And watch him try to limp that right arm out. That's the key. As he bounces his head off the mat and limp the right arm out. Balwig this time does a good job of getting to the wrist. That takedown there, the escape there was really critical. Now it's a spin around situation.
Both up. They'll go back to the center of the mat here in the second period.
All tied up.
22 seconds left in the second period.
And again, Balwig had a free. He feels comfortable going down, and that's a position that Moore did not feel comfortable in. He chose neutral, so he's going to let him up and try to win it here with a takedown or two.
Now in the third period, I misspoke. I looked at the wrong clock there. Just getting underway in the third period. Balwig gets the 1 point.
And a 7-6 score. Waverly Shell Rock trying to catch up with Iowa City West. They win here, they get 4 points. They would come within 1/2 point of the team lead, which Iowa City West has right now. This is a position where Moore has had some success. We'll see how well Balwig has adjusted to it, being underneath.
It seems like he's been able to keep his chest down. You mentioned the head earlier there. It was chest on his back. Again, keeping his weight down. Yeah,
well, what happens here is the snap. When he gets to the collar tie right here, he's really comfortable with that being Moore. Now he takes a shot, a little half shot. Fought off pretty well, but Balwig held on a little too long. Now he's got to be worried about back points.
Moore goes out in front with the takedown.
Now with 1 minute left in the period, Moore has to make a decision whether he's going to go ahead and. There's a Granby roll situation. He's going to try to ride him out here. That looks like the strategy here, to ride him out now. He's the first time he's really made a conscious decision to keep Balwig down. We'll see if he's successful doing it.
Tight around the waist. riding strong.
Well, he really is. He's a good tight race rider in the call stalemate.
There, yeah. Taken back to the middle of the mat with 36 seconds left.
Well, these are the situations, Tim, you work on all year. Start at the beginning of the season. 30-second escapes. Good tight waist. Notice how he's dropped down to the hip. He's not around the waist as much as he dropped to the hip. Ballweg had a difficult time getting out of that.
Notice there on the top corner, Matt, that's Missouri Valley's Dalton Jensen. He's your champion, just a sophomore in Class 1A.
Moore riding on the right-hand side. He's showing a lot of savvy here for a freshman. Trying to... Now he drives back here. Now here's a scramble here. What's going to happen here? A reversal and back points. Unbelievable.
Moore is...
Actually, Ballweg with the reversal and back points. He's going to win 11-8, and he just tightened up this team race. What a move.
What a way to get this night started.
Well, I tell you what, Waverly Shell Rock's got a great contingent down here, and they're all on their feet.
Mark Ballweg, a freshman, will finish the season 42-0 and is the state champion in Class 3A at 103 pounds.
Unbelievable.
And on the two-way mat, finishing up just a second ago there, that's Tyler Halverson of Cherokee, who wins the two-way championship at 103 pounds.
Well, there you see Coach Caldwell hugging his young stallion there that, again, great stuff.
And we'll be back with the next weight class after this local break. Welcome back to Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines, and time to move right on to the 112-pound weight class. We'll get you set. The feature match on the left side again will be in the 3A division with Russell Weekly out of Fort Madison, 34-1, a junior, looking for a second straight championship. He won it at 103 a year ago. Meanwhile, out of Iowa City West, it's Cody Poodle, a junior, with a record of 35-4, fifth a year ago at 103 pounds. That's your 3A square off here at 112. We'll take you through the other two matches. In the top right, that's your 1A championship. Brady Jacoby out of Belle Plaine, third a year ago at 103 pounds. And Mark Kist, a defending champion from Eagle Grove, a champion at 103 last year as a sophomore. Now the two-way match, which is the lower right-hand corner. It's Ben Knight out of Sergeant Bluff Luton, a sophomore who's 45-0. He was second a year ago at 103 pounds. His opponent, Pat McCaffrey of Centerville. Centerville, one of those teams still in the hunt in Class 2A, Jim.
Well, and so is Iowa City West here. The big upset match. I don't know if you'd call it an upset, toss-up match at 103, which tightened up that team race. And Iowa City West here with Poodle has a chance to get out. But he's got a tough order here, Tim. Defending state champion. And he's wrestling somebody in Russell Weekly who's beat him twice already this year. 7-4 in the Urbandale tournament and also 8-4 in the district. So they have been pretty consistent matches.
How tough is it to block that out when you get to this match? Can you do it?
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. You're here to win the title. That's all it's all about here. That you guys, wrestlers in this situation have to be like cornerbacks in football. You get burnt once, twice, you know, you stay in the game here, but you never know. You might get a chance to get the winning interception. These two guys, and what's nice about it is that you get familiar with the guy, and a little good bit of coaching could help you out quite a bit. But Russell Weekly in on a shot, and you see he's immediately going for back points. Boy, that's really tough, and Poodle did a nice job really to get to this position here, get to the finals. He was a 5th place finisher last year of the state tournament. Got an inside wrist tie, and that's really one of the tougher positions I think that these guys have to contend with. When you get your elbow out wide like that, wrist inside, it really makes it easy for the top man like Weekly to be in control. And notice how he's making them use all 112 pounds and staying real light on the knees and coming in through the wrist. Now he's going to work for a side tilt. You mentioned state champions, Tim, but on the 1A mat, Mark Kist, the defending champion.
Yep.
out to an early 2-0 lead in his match.
Yep, exactly.
Now Weekly able to get the wrist behind the back, and a lot of times you'll see a guy when they're confident, they'll start coming out around the head. But the referee sees, well, that's the period's over with, so they'll go into the second period. Nice period for Russell Weekly from Fort Madison.
First period coming to a close on the 1A match, and on the 2A match also scoreless, although there's a shot. There's a shot in there from Pat McCaffrey of Centerville. He'll get 2 with 20 seconds to go in this opening period.
Pat McCaffrey, kind of an interesting story down there in the lower right. He's originally from Illinois, won a junior national title at 105, and then he's living with TJ Seabolt, who's the 19-pound state champion, wrestler in the 19-pound finals here for Centerville.
You mentioned the team titles that Centerville's battled in there. They haven't won a team title since 1988, so a little extra hunger in the belly there.
Yeah, but an interesting story. McCaffrey, I guess the Illinois has a rule that he's 17 years old as a sophomore, and if he'd be a senior, he'd be 19. So he decided to come live with the Seabolts.
Okay, the 2A match ends the first period then 2-0. McCaffrey is out in front of Ben Knight of Sergeant Bluff Luton.
And you see Russell Weekly on the big screen there, defending state champion, really getting after it here physically. Got an escape. Really on cruise control as far as that goes. And Poodle really has to try to make a difference here, try to answer the scoring here. If he's going to try to get a state championship himself, he's got to try to find a way to score right here.
1A match in the upper right. Kist has now picked up an escape and leads it 3-0 as we hit about the 1-minute mark there in the second period. That's the upper right. Stalemate there in that match.
And Ben McCaffrey, or Pat McCaffrey, gets another takedown on the 2A mat. That's certainly going to help Centerville's cause in getting closer to Emmetsburg if he can win this one.
McCaffrey leads Knight 4-1 on the 2A mat.
Nice shot there by Weekly, and he's a little spread out here. He's working for 2. The nice thing what he does there, he keeps on driving around and gets the 2. So 5-0. Boy, with his ability to ride in the top position, Tim, I think he's, really cruising there.
Just 10 seconds to go in the second period with that 5-zip advantage.
And I really think this is a tough weight class here from the state. These wrestlers are, I can go ahead and say it, but I think they're guys that you can see at college programs here all around the state here. This Mark Kist from Eagle Grove, looking for another title. Really does some nice things. Duck under attempt here. Now he comes and lifts him up, and he's going to try to hook the leg and get the Turk. Little bails out of it here and goes forward, but he's going to extend his lead to 7-0.
No change in that 1A match. The 2A match is now 6-3 as McCaffrey has extended his lead, doubled up at this point on Ben Knight of Sergeant Bluff.
Yeah, that's Pat McCaffrey does a lot of nice things and really an expert in this front headlock position and what we call our short offense, where you stop a man and you're able to try to score yourself.
Weekly just working hard on that bar in the arm there on the 3A mat.
Well,
you mentioned he's going to ride him tough.
Yeah, he's in cruise control here. Just good tight waist, and that right now he's possibly trying to work that arm through. You see as he brings the arm around and through it, he's going to cast out to the left-hand side, but the referee called it potentially dangerous, and rightly so. He's looking out for the safety of the young man.
8-3 now on the 2A mat. McCaffrey is working on top there, looking to find some back points perhaps.
Yeah, you'd like to just roll one mat out here and have a round robin after this tournament was over with this weight class.
Just meanwhile on the 1A match has kind of got the legs in there. Now he took it back out, but he still leads at 3-zip there, under a minute in the third period in the 1A match.
Yeah, he just constantly wears the guy down. He's going to get right back on his feet. 7-1 score. now with Weekly and Poodle. Referee's going to call a stalemate again, and good physical wrestlers here. Like I said before, you'd like to see one more go with these three champions. Weekly coming in on the shot again. He's going to work towards the edge of the mat. Poodle, really not much he can do with that situation, and then pretty dominant performance here. Got 2 titles.
103 as a sophomore last year, and he gets a 112-pound title as a junior. Meanwhile, that the 1A match is tightened up, Jim. Now 3-1 as Jacoby was awarded a point.
Well, that's Mark Kist, and he's been here before, and he's not going to let the call from the officials as far as the stalling goes really affect the way he's going to go at it. He's going to stay in the top position, and clock winding down here, and he's going to pick up another belt himself.
Two-time champions at the 112-pound weight class. Kist a winner last year at 103, and he gets the 112 this year.
42-0. Proud tradition at Eagle Grove.
That leaves us with the 2A match that's underway, and it's Pat McCaffrey out of Centerville, just a sophomore and with a deceiving record there at 22-0, out in front handily at 12-4. Again, an important match in that team race.
Yeah, he really does a nice job, and then he's trying to, right now as the match stands, he gets a major points. Yep, there's 50 seconds left, and the score is 12-3.
12-5 now.
12-5, excuse me. That's a 7-point lead. So Caffrey, in order to help his team out, needs one more takedown, and he just picked it up right there. And that's just textbook stuff. He's just a sophomore.
They'll reset it with 35 seconds left in the match. Brady Jacoby, who was third at 103 a year ago, the #2 rated kid in the class. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong match there. I should say Pat McCaffrey, the #1 rated kid in the class, and Ben Knight, #2, 1 and 2 here.
Not only #1 here, but also junior national champion at 105 pounds. So this is a man that does a lot of, young man does a lot of summer wrestling. And the coaches are really wanting him to go after here. He's working for the team now. They want him to take the man to his back and look for something big, but you know, there's the high crotch. And he just fights it off real well. And
10 seconds left there, and Kevin Cochran will pick up another champion with Pat McCaffrey. 5 qualifiers came in and 3 into the finals tonight, so they get things started nicely with a champion here at 112.
And 5 team points.
5 big team points. Pat McCaffrey, your champion at 2A at 112. And now to the award stand for the 103-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by the FSC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the award stand area at the east end of the auditorium. Presenting the Class 1A 103-pound awards, Coach Chuck Earlywine of Mo Valley. 8th place, Sean Schaffbuck, Belle Plaine. 7th place, Nathan McRoberts, Rockford FR. 6th place, Alex Helmich, Grettinger Terrell. 5th place, Jordan Westfall, Highland Riverside. 4th place, Ben Hartman, West Hancock Brett. 3rd place, Greg Freshwater, Dyking, New Hartford. The runner-up, Ridge Kiley from Eagle Grove. And the Class 1A 103-pound state champion from Missouri Valley, Dalton Jensen.
And back with more awards after this network break.
Eighth place, Andrew Long, Preston. 7th place, Ryan Hill, Vinton Shellsburg. 6th place, Daniel Clark, Central DeWitt, Clinton. 5th place, Corey Olson, Denver Tripola. 4th place, Brandon Jackson, Eddyville, Blakesburg. Third place, Dylan Miner, Spirit Lake Park. Runner-up, Kyle Pedretti, MFL Marmac. And the Class 2A 103-pound state champion from Cherokee, Washington, Tyler Halverson.
And now let's go to the third member of our team, our Mat Side reporter, B.J. Shaven, with a special Hy-Vee interview.
Well, hello, and I tell you what, he's been a state champion, an NCAA champion, a world champion, an Olympic champion, and now Tom Branson.
Eighth place, Elijah Rivera, Cedar Rapids, Washington. Seventh place, Nick Trezino, Bettendorf. Sixth place, Matt McDonough, Linn-Mar, Marion. Fifth place, Josh South, Johnston. Fourth place, Joe Suter, North Scott Eldridge. Third place, Steve Welcher, Newton. Runner-up, Nate Moore, Iowa City West. And the Class 3A 103-pound state champion from Waverly Shell Rock, Mark Ballweg.
And we're back with the 119-pound matches after this local break. Set the table for you. It's number 2 versus number 1 in the 119-pound championship. Montel Marion out of West Des Moines Valley, the number 2 ranked wrestler in the state, up against the number 1 of Matt Kelly out of Dubuque Hempstead. Marion 37-1 coming into the championship. Kelly with an unbeaten 35-0 record. Montel Marion in the orange and black. Matt Kelly in the green and gold of Dubuque Hempstead. On then to the top right-hand match, the 1A match, is Patrick Mackey out of Logan Magnolia, senior at 41-1. He faces David O'Loughlin of Don Bosco Gilbertsville, 30-4. And in the lower right-hand corner, the 2A match, a 2-time champion looking for 3, TJ Siebold of Centerville with a 51-0 mark. It's Quinn Leith of Creston, his opponent, a freshman, taking on the 2-time champion, Jim.
Well, you got 2 guys here on the upper mats here going for their 3rd title. Mackey, who's in the top position there after actually getting an early takedown here. And you also have got TJ Siebold, who gets a takedown. And something's got to give over here on the big mat here, the 3A mat, because you've got 2 guys, both have finished second twice in this tournament. So that's both juniors, but both guys have finished second twice already. So one guy's going to walk out of here with a title, and the other guy's going to be runner-up again. So Montel Marion here on the low shot, trying to come out the back door. And we have here with us Coach Dan Gable here. And Coach, exciting to be part of this broadcast and be a part of this event here again.
Well, I can't believe you have these 3 matches going on at the same time. I wasn't aware of that. That's great. You're actually keen on a big one, but every one of them are big. So that's great for the state and great for across whoever's watching this. And there's action already. I mean, I can't believe the action in these matches.
Well, Patrick Mackey up the upper right-hand corner gets reversed. And he's actually going to, by shares from Gilbertville, Don Bosco, and he's going to actually give up, actually David O'Loughlin,
yes.
Excuse me, from Gilbertville, Don Bosco, and gets a reversal there. But a lot to watch here, Dan.
A lot to watch, but you know what? That's what I like to watch.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling. So it's right up my alley here.
Well, you had a big weekend this weekend with the Hall of Pride, and
I tell you what, when they brought me here for the inductions, the ribbon cutting, I couldn't find the building because I'm looking for a normal-sized building. This Hy-Vee Hall of Pride is huge. I mean, it covers 40 different activities, and wow, I tell you what, you can go back in history, and they did me upright, but I'm telling you, they did a lot of people upright.
Yeah, they did. I
was just going to say, I know they put a nice trophy of you over there, a nice bust, a full statue of you, but it's bronze.
Yeah, well, I'll paint that gold.
Yeah, I was thinking that bronze doesn't really sit well with you, but the likeness is great, and just the exposure that for the sport and what you've done here has just been great.
Siebold there on the 2A match, yeah.
Those patent double arm bars, I've seen those before somewhere.
Well, I think you were an expert at them. teaching them and also using them yourself.
Meanwhile, that 1A match is 4-4, Jim, now between Makey and O'Loughlin.
Yeah, not much scoring up here. Marion and Kelly, 2-2 bout, and then the bottom there, TJ Seabold's going to win his 3rd title as a junior. Have an opportunity to become a 4-time state champion.
Something only 14 have ever done before. Meanwhile, it's Makey with the kind of working away there on the 2A match.
And he's got that tight there too. That's Makey, just a pinner. He practically, I believe he pinned his way through the tournament last year. He's got several pins to this point, and one of the main reasons Logan Magnolia is in the spot they are right now with 100 points in the team race, clearly out front.
They're on that 3A mat again. We're about halfway through the 2nd period with Montel Marion and Matt Kelly tied at 2 apiece.
You're talking about that Hall of Pride, though, Dan, isn't it? That's just a beautiful tribute to what goes on here in our state.
Well, I'll tell you what, they have a vision to kind of lead the other states. I think once the other states see what Iowa has as far as this Hall of Pride, as far as offering a lot of history and a lot of motivation for the future, I'm telling you, I think a lot of people will pick up on this, even though it's a pretty expensive project, I'm sure.
Well, it's an expensive project, but come prepared to spend a lot of time. There's a lot of information there. It's not something you just walk through and just appreciate here.
Actually, you better bring a youngster with you because, you know, it's kind of electronic and it's a computer database. And a guy like myself, who's probably grew up in a non-computer era, I have to have my daughter there, Mackenzie, who's, you know, knows what to do to get me to show some of that history. So you better bring somebody along that is knowledgeable about electronics.
You bet.
I heard you say earlier tonight you were going to be sad at the end of the night, the last go around in this big building.
Hey, I've been crying throughout the entire tournament. I mean, just on emotional matches where somebody gets upset or somebody wins, and you watch the kid and you follow him, and it's really a lot of heart and meaning. And then you know you watch the other guy, you're happy for that guy, but I'm telling you what, I've shed some tears and I'm going to shed some more tonight.
Well, you look at the 2 guys that are out there right now, Marion and Kelly. Again, between the 2 of them, 4 second-place finishes. And you're going to be a little bit tight when that happens, you know. You're going out there trying to get, break the ice, get the first one. And
I believe Kelly's a senior and Marion a junior.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah. So it means a little bit different there. But, you know, Kelly really, you know, this is his last chance. So
that 1A match now going to the 3rd period, tied at 4 between Makey and O'Loughlin. Makey with a 101 match win streak. It was snapped earlier by TJ Seabold, who we just saw win his 3rd championship.
Well, this is interesting. O'Loughlin takes the down position. That's usually a position where you'd have the advantage if you can get out and score some points. And Makey really tough in the top position, has great cradles and can score on you from all positions. But over here in the top, Matt Kelly, excuse me. All right. Brothers Will Kelly. What I like that I see about him, he's really a hammer in the top position and really goes hard.
Deadlocked on both championship matches, 2-2 on the 3A, 4-4 on the 1A. O'Loughlin standing up there.
Looks like he's got a chance to get out and get the points, but he can't. Something's happened there in that front headlock. Now he attacks Makey and tries to get a reversal. This would be a big change of events here if he can get the reversal. Then you see Matt Kelly over there in the green singlet here for Puke Hemsteck.
He's making him fight his legs, but he's going to end up losing an escape there.
Right, and a reversal by O'Loughlin. So both matches scoring at the same time. 3-2 score, Marion over Matt Kelly. Oh, wow. Now looks at position to drive through.
Wow,
beautiful job.
Look at that.
Marion.
And he still didn't score.
No points
yet. He just physically threw him down, but he got his shoulder through.
Right, no points.
Wow.
Unbelievable there.
What's the time on that? 43 seconds. Wow.
Both guys just going for it here. And now on the top mat, you got a guy, two-time state champion, having to battle back to win his third.
There comes Makey. Trying to reverse O'Loughlin. He can't get it. O'Loughlin holds him off. He leads it by 2, 6-4, 10 seconds.
Big upset here. He buries him out, gets his hips flat, and he's going to win.
David O'Loughlin of Don Bosco Gilbertsville pulls off the surprise and beats the top-ranked Patrick Makey. The two-time champion won't win 3, and the sophomore finishes out 31-4, and most importantly, a champion.
Boy, what's your mindset there, Coach, when you talk about a guy who's going against a fellow going for 3 titles? Somebody believing in themselves.
Absolutely. He had to, when you believed in yourself, I don't know. Did it happen during the match when you all of a sudden saw you were in the match, or did he have it before? Probably had it before, and then he probably gained momentum actually during the match when he saw he had a realistic chance to win.
And Marion trying to hold off Kelly in the 3A match here, under 30 seconds.
Has there been any warnings?
There's been one warning on Marion here just a few seconds ago, and
so
Kelly coming hard with the underhooks, and Montel Marion trying to ward him off. He's got that wrist tied up. Here's his opportunity to shoot and score.
He was in good mat position.
Yep.
Good mat position.
He gets him collected out to the outside, makes him chase him. Over and under. This is big right here.
This is where you could get called with burying your head, but I don't think it's going to happen. He's backing out. He's wanting to get a fresh start, and the time is going to be gone.
Yep. Montel Marion, state champion.
Twice a runner-up. His junior season is the magic season, I guess you could say. The champion at 119 in 3A.
Boy, what a sequence of events there. 3-time state champion going down. Montel Marion winning his first title.
There he finally realized. I don't think he understood for sure.
I was wondering.
When he got tripped there, I think he was off and dazed, and I don't think if he knew he won or not until they actually raised his hand.
He's the first 3-time finalist ever for Des Moines Valley. Not only is he champion, he's the first to do it 3 times, come to that championship bout. And now to the award stand for the 112-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by Mid-American Energy.
Presenting the 1A 112-pound awards, Coach Darren Schreck of Eagle Grove. 8th place, Cody Goebel, Midland, Wyoming. 7th place, Tony Russell, Bondurant Farrar. 6th place, Trevor Benson, Lawton Bronson. 5th place, Marcus Edgington, Hinton. 4th place, Travis Hargrave, Louisa Muscatine. 3rd place, Jace Thompson, Newman Catholic Mason City. Runner-up, Brady Jacoby, Belle Plaine. And the Class 1A 112-pound state champion from Eagle Grove, Mark Kist.
Back with more right after this.
Eighth place, Randy Evans, New Hampton. 7th place, Ryan Brown, Atlantic. 6th place, Andrew Randone, Assumption Davenport. 5th place, Tyler Linderman, Cruston. 4th place, Ryan Sullivan, Forest City. 3rd place, Joel Navy, Benton Shellsburg. Runner-up, Ben Knight, Sergeant Bluff, Luton. And the Class 2A 112-pound state champion from Centerville, Pat McCaffrey.
More awards after this.
Hey, Dad. You ready? Yeah. You look ready. Let's go home.
Iowa's nationally acclaimed schools.
Presenting the Class 3A 112-pound awards, Coach Ryan Smith of Fort Madison. 8th place, John Simmons, Clinton. 7th place, Lars Ellingson, Decorah, North Winneshiek. 6th place, Brent McDonough, Des Moines, Lincoln. 5th place, Mike Milley, Waverly Shell Rock. 4th place, Barrick Davis, Lewis Central. 3rd place, James Nicholson, Des Moines Roosevelt. Runner-up, Cody Podell, Iowa City West. And the Class 3A 112-pound state champion from Fort Madison, Russell Weekly.
We are just getting started, back with the 125-pound matches right after this.
With Option Herbicide.
So returning state champion, that weight class. Actually, I think he won at 119 last year. So
Indeed he did. Second in 03, 6th. He's been on the award stand every year, Jim.
This is a match here with Kyle Anson, young man going for his 3rd state title, finished 3rd his sophomore season. He's right in there for almost had an opportunity for 4, but he's going to make this 3 and be real happy tonight if he can go ahead and beat Kalen Lenz. Lenz has had a great tournament here. He first placed in the districts and undefeated on the season himself. So you see him here working pretty hard here. He drops back into a single, and Anson probably one of the more difficult guys in the tournament here to score on here. Great hips, good thrower, go low on you if he needs to.
2A match over there has Schaefer out in front, 2-zip here, about halfway through the first period. You mentioned tough to score on, and Lenz hasn't exactly scored a lot of points in the meet. Jim, 4-3, 5-1, 8-1. He's been close decisions all the way through the bracket.
But he'll take it to get to this opportunity to score points. He'll get to Saturday night. That's what you need to do. And that just tells you he's probably a pretty good basic wrestler, and basic wrestling is usually what it takes. Just a straight double leg by Anson. Talk about basic. And he's able to execute that and score. And down here in the lower part, defending state champion, returning state champion Laramie Schaefer has a nice ride going there.
On the 1A match, it's Austin Beyer with a shot in the works, but he won't get anything out of it as they get to the edge of the mat.
Austin Beyer finished 2nd in the tournament last year. His dad, Tim Beyer, Greenfield, went into the Hall of Fame this year as an official.
2nd you mentioned last year, and it was a thriller. He lost 2-1 in overtime.
Yeah,
he's been that close to a championship.
Just a ride-out situation that he lost, and now he's in the down position. But over here you've got 2-0 score. Anson with a 2-0 lead. A little bit different than our graphic there. The white singlet. So we've got 2 fellas out here that are trying to return and win state championships. Kyle Anson, which you see in the white singlet, and also Laramie Schaefer in the bottom picture on the 2A mat from Winterset. And he's up 2-0, actually 2-1 over J.J. Krustinger from Waterloo Columbus.
Now 1A match, it's Marshall Kothi of Akron Westfield riding, but he was just warned for stalling in that top position. The match is still scoreless here in the 2nd period. Trying to keep the defending champion down.
All right, here's Anson. There's a arm chop situation on the right-hand side. Tight waist. Anson just really seasoned and opening up a 6-0 lead against Kalen Lenz. This is a tough situation for Lenz to be in. This Anson is he's really a tough wrestler. He's keeps great position. And you see he's really well developed here muscularly, but he can also move well. Now you see a nice near arm far leg. And he's left-handed, Tim. I like that. You know, I see lefties out there, and it's just a little bit like talk about the southpaw in the in boxing, just a little bit different style.
Quick check of the 1A match again as we go under a minute in the 2nd period. Still scoreless, and it's still Kothi of Akron Westfield trying to ride just a freshman. 40-2. And there's Beyer working, looking for a reversal.
They're in a tough switch situation, but Meyer's got to get his head up if he wants to score. The guy who has his head up will win the scramble, and that's Kothi in this situation. More points for Anson from Iowa City West.
And that 2A match is now 2-2 between Krutzinger and Schaefer, the defending champion.
Just you can see just the tenseness here, particularly these 2 matches here in the upper corners here, really the close ones. 2-2 with Laramie Schaefer. Now he gets on a shot, so he's able to score. So actually they haven't given him the points yet. He finds himself in a whizzer situation. Looked like he was going to do it, but Krutzinger did a nice job of stopping it. Now he comes all the way, keeps moving, and drives through.
The 2.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. You have to get your lower body active when you find yourself bound down in the shot. You got to get your lower body active and drive through.
That puts him up 4-2 as they go to the third period. And the 1A match also just about to get to the third period. Beyer looking for an escape before the horn, and he gets it. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Gets it.
Yep, that was big here. And then you also see Kyle Anson just really being dominant here. He's got a left-handed throw in place. There's the fall.
Pin. Kyle Anson, back-to-back championships. A winner a year ago at 125, and he'll do it again in
big style there.
Indeed, big style. One A match between Austin Beyer and Marshall Kofi. Nordaway Valley and Akron Westfield were in a 1-0 duel. It's Beyer out in front.
Here we are, the 1A match, and Austin Beyer here getting a last-second escape. And what's ironic about that is that he was in the down position in that overtime match they had last year in the state finals and wasn't able to get out, got ridden out. And this time around, he worked it a little bit better and got a last-second escape, and now he's in the top position, really working hard. Pretty good rider is Austin Beyer.
Well, the 2A match quickly, 4-2. It's still Schaefer, the defending champion, out in front. And it's Krutzinger out of Columbus of Waterloo riding, looking to pick up a couple of back points to get the match even as they're under a minute now in the third period.
Well, Krutzinger's got tough duty here, trying to turn a returning state champion to win. And he's really working the bar arm hard, but he's not really getting any mileage for it. There's a Scramby roll situation here by Kothi. Finds himself in a scramble situation. He's been pretty successful here. He needs to try to get his head up, and he's going to go ahead and take the point. So now it's all evened up. 1-1, 43 seconds left. Who's the better athlete on the feet? Krutzinger comes right, Marshall Kothi from Akron Westfield in the silver singlet there, coming right at it.
Schaefer, meanwhile, has been warned for stalling on the other match, but it's not going to matter. They're under 10 seconds, and it's Krutzinger trying to turn him there a little bit.
Doesn't look like he'll get it done.
Nope, Schaefer will win again. 4-2 the final. Laramie Schaefer, your 2A champion at 125, and we're under 20 seconds in the 1A match, tied at 1.
These guys have the ability here. Oh, the shot off the whistle. And who wants it here? It's single leg attempt here with not much time left. 5 seconds left. He's got a chance to score. That's two.
That's two.
Wow. What a way to go.
3 seconds to go in the bout.
Austin
It's Beyer, who lost it at the Horn a year ago in overtime, wins it at the Horn this year. He is indeed the champion. Class 1A, 125-pounder.
Well, that's just a tough way to lose it there. Akron Westfield's Marshall Kothi fought him tooth and nail, took him down to about 7 seconds, but Austin Beyer's your state champ.
Kothi, just a freshman, he no doubt will be making plans to get back next year, make another run at a championship here at the state tournament. And now let's go to the award stand for the 119-pound class medal winners, brought to you by FS Seed.
Presenting the Class 1A 119-pound awards, Coach Thomas Kittman, Don Bosco. 8th place, Mitch Johnson, I-35. 7th place, Morgan Freese, trainer. 6th place, Ryland Zwanziger, Nashua Plainfield. 5th place, Jordan Flory, Highland Riverside. 4th place, Morgan Trevere, Sioux Central, Sioux Rapids. 3rd place, Jordan Hassenkamp, Twin River Valley Bode. Runner-up, Patrick Makey, Logan Magnolia. And the Class 1A 119-pound state champion from Don Bosco, Gilbertville, David O'Loughlin.
More with back with more local more awards after this local break.
The Class 2A 119-pound awards, assistant coach Jason Reed of Centerville. 8th place, Josh Snipfer, New London Winfield Mount Union. 7th place, Cole Dykey, Hampton Dumont. Sixth place, Alex Hansen, Columbus Waterloo. Fifth place, Max Stillman, Emmitsburg Armstrong Ringstead. Fourth place, Bradley Gustafson, Aurelia Galva Holstein. Third place, Mark Beatty, Maquoketa Valley Delhi. Runner-up, Quinn Leaf, Preston. And the Class 2A 119-pound state champion from Centerville, T.J. Seabolt.
And now let's go to Mat Side reporter B.J. Shaven with a special Hy-Vee interview.
For 35 years, Dave Hardy has been running the Iowa High School.
It's a little different because I'm walking out of it. So when I leave this evening, I'll probably be the last person out, and I'll look back over my shoulder and remember what it's been like for all those 35 years. But every year has been exciting. I love to see the experiences that the kids have here at the tournament. Win or lose, it's just a tremendous experience to even qualify for the state tournament. And those who are crowned the champions, that's the epitome. A lot of excitement, but I really love the great fan interest that we've had over the years. And when we're getting near that 90,000 mark, that's just super great.
Dave, thank you so much. That's Dave Hardy. He's been the executive director of the State Wrestling Championships. Let's go to the 3A stand right now.
Presenting the Class 3A 119-pound awards, assistant coach Al Garrison of Valley West Des Moines. Eighth place, Zach Morley, Urbandale. Seventh place, T.J. Freen, Waterloo West. Sixth place, Zach McCool, West Delaware, Manchester. Fifth place, Grant Rouge, Fort Dodge. Fourth place, Logan Edgington, Indianola. Third place, Jeff Rao, Lewis Central. Runner-up, Matt Kelly, Dubuque Hempstead. And the Class 3A 119-pound champion from Valley West Des Moines, Montel Marion.
Here, Mat Side at Vets Auditorium as we move to 130 pounds on the left side, the two-way matches. Top-ranked Nick Pickerel of Albia, a junior at 35-0, and a defending champion, Chris Sandy, out of Spirit Lake. The junior is 42-4. The top right-hand match is your 1A match. That's Kelby Ryerson out of Eagle Grove, a junior at 38-4, and Eric Davis of Waco Wayland. The junior is also 34-3. And finally, the 3A match on your lower right-hand corner. Joining Sandy is a defending state champion, Joey Slayton of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. He faces Adam Schumacher, the senior, out of Dubuque Senior. The 2A match, Nick Pickerel and Chris Sandy, Albia and Spirit Lake.
Nick Pickerel here, just a fellow that really one of my favorite wrestlers to watch here at the tournament here. He's just got a great style. He almost looks like a European out there. He's got that nice low stance and stays in there close with his elbows, and reminds me a lot of watching Jeff Kerber, the former four-time state champion from Emmitsburg, wrestle.
Sandy, I tell you what, he was down to the closest of seconds, if you remember, in the semi. 9-8, he won, but he spent the entire first period on his back, just about got pinned.
Boy, I tell you what, that's showing a heck of a lot of character coming back from just getting off your back and coming back and making a win there out of a tough situation. Boy, you see that so many times down here. You know, this broadcast does not do the process really a lot of justice when these guys are here for 3 days. Just battling it out match after match, you know, and having to stay up for 3 days or 4 days in the case of the 2A and 3A wrestlers, it's tough to do.
And they'll all tell you mostly that first match is the one that's the toughest for them.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, the 1A match here will update you in the upper right-hand corner is 2-0. It is Eric Davis of Waco Wayland out in front, and in the 3A match, 2-0 now.
See Sandy here from Spirit Lake Park. He's in low single. He's trying to come out the back door, but Pickerel really pretty poised in here. He's locking in the crotch and with his arm, he's going to pecking at the ankles. He's got the ankle secured, but nice job by Sandy coming out. He doesn't have any weight on the hands yet. Only 9 seconds left in the bout, actually the period, but lost an opportunity to score there. It looked like he had the hands touching, but not much weight on him. and no call.
Both our other matches still 2-zip. Joey Slayton there on the bottom right, working on top with the advantage. First a year ago at 119, twice second as a freshman and a sophomore. Hopes to become a back-to-back champion.
Yeah, and he's going to be wrestling at Virginia Tech next year with Tom Brands.
Tom's come in and taken a couple 3 Iowa kids, if I remember right.
Yeah, well, that'd be a natural thing for him with all the success he's had.
Yep.
And of course, Tom Brands going into the Hall of Fame this year, the Iowa High School Hall of Fame, and saw that at the top of the broadcast. So I'm sure he's continuing to look at the talent here, too, for his program.
2A match is now into the second period. They're still 2-0. It's Eric Davis of Waco out in front.
And Pickerel in the top position here on their feature mat. Nick Pickerel really, he doesn't look, he was probably a 103-pounder a couple years ago, so he's moved up quite a bit to his weight class. He doesn't look really big, but then you start taking a look at his legs and go, well, you tell you what, he's all man from the waist down. He's got strong legs, and he uses them on the top position too. And here he's got a side tilt action going. It looks like he's going to could get a count. Got a 1 count, and the referee's got 2 fingers pointed out, so he's going to, when that technique is broke, he's going to go ahead and award the 2.
Slayton in the 3A match has opened up a 6-0 advantage now, and he's looking, now he's just back up on top. Had his man Schumacher there, Adam Schumacher, Dubuque senior, tilted a bit, but now just squares back up with a 6-0 advantage.
Yeah, Joey Slayton, just one of the premier wrestlers in the state this year, and I think you'll see him do a lot of wrestling at the next level. He's just a hammer physically, and if you're going to do that, to wrestle at the college level, you need to increase your strength, and he has it going in.
Under a minute in that 2A match now in the second period, 47 seconds.
Pickerel will put the leg in. Notice how he waits till the man comes up, then they'll try to put the leg in. There's a spiral ride, we call spiral ride, comes out behind. He's working a leg lace. Has the half Nelson lock, keeps the hands up by the top of the head. That's what is able to keep him coming on. But Sandy's been competing in here. He's competing in this position here, not allowing Pickerel to go up. And if he can pop his head up, he could score. Interesting. Pickerel really understands his leverage here. Now goes into a leg lace. On the near leg lace, Pickerel still in control. He's really making Sandy work down there to get this escape.
He's gonna, oh, right at the mark. Just as the time expires, he picks up the 1, does Sandy.
Oh, Sandy just really showed me something there. Squared up hard and kept working at it. And he gave up back points, but then he got the escape, and he'll find himself in the top position. And
start the third period now in the 2A match. Likewise for the 1A match, just starting the third period, and it's still Eric Davis of Waco leading Kelby Ryerson of Eagle Grove 2-0. Slayton in control in the 3A match.
Tried to force the leg in, and Pickerel is allowing him to get that leg in. Now he has an opportunity to come up and work the power half. That's really, you can see a little bit of a size difference here, it seems like, between the two. But Sandy really strong, coming with that power half, and he can cinch that up close to his chest. He can turn his shoulders, but it's impossible to turn him if you don't allow the hips to turn. You see, both legs are in. When he does that, you can't turn the hips, and if you can't turn the hips, your shoulders aren't going to turn. I don't know if you understood that or not.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to agree. I just nodded there. Now down to a minute in the match in 2A. 1:09 remaining. Still 2-1. Sandy was in a thriller last year, and he won at 8-6 in overtime. So this down to the wire in the title match shouldn't phase him.
All the scoring here in the second period. Pickerel with the 2-point near fall. Sandy with the last second escape. Tries to force the leg in. I really think he's got to move to something different. He's going to let him go. I think that's the right call. He was able to get in a low shot before. Pickerel did a nice job of warding it off.
About 50 seconds now left in the 2A match.
And right now, these are the situations you dream about. Don't necessarily dream about holding on to a lead, but what's your go-to shot? And here's an underarm spin, and he's got this tight. If he can keep his elbow close to him and he let go of the position. He moves back into a cradle. Pickerel allowing him to come around, but he's going to fight it. Comes through. Unbelievable position here. by Pickerel, really being poised. Now he finds himself in a leg lace.
Under 20 seconds.
And a lot of people would think that that would be a 2-point control situation for Pickerel because he's got the head and arm tied in the leg lace.
8 seconds left in the match.
Here's where you got to move hard if you're Sandy. Is the head going to pop out? No.
3-1.
There's your champion.
Nick Pickerel of Albia will finish up 36-0 as the 2A champion at 130 pounds after twice finishing third as a freshman and sophomore. And now in the 1A match, it's Ryerson of Eagle Grove with the takedown to close it to a 3-2 margin, but that's not enough. Eric Davis of Waco Wayland will win it 3-2 despite that late takedown. Davis was not ranked in the state coming into this championship, Jim.
Well, the rankings are an inexact
means
science.
nothing when you hit the mat, right?
Yeah. Means absolutely nothing. In fact, it's just a lot of work for these guys to put the rankings together. But it's what you believe in yourself. I mean, what you think about the situation, not what the rankings are.
And Joey Slayton is just won his second straight championship. Joey Slayton out of Cedar Rapids Kennedy, a winner after winning at 119 a year ago. He takes the 130-pound title this year. Joey Slayton, back-to-back championships here at the state meet. A proud moment for the Virginia Tech recruit. Now, for the award stand for the 125-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by Liberty.
Presenting the 1A 125-pound awards, Coach Tim Duff of Nottoway Valley. 8th place, Nate Hirda, Central Lyon, Rock Rapids. 7th place, Eddie Ryder, Don Bosco, Gilbertville. 6th place, Doug Clark, Ogden. 5th place, Matt Funk, Nashua Plainfield. 4th place, Johnny Wyman, Griswold. 3rd place, Derek Lentz, East Buchanan, Winthrop. Runner-up, Marshall Cothe, Akron Westfield. In the Class 1A 125-pound champion from Nottoway Valley, Austin Byer.
Don't let pain or injuries keep you from the life you love. From high school athletes to weekend warriors, more Quad City athletes put their trust in Team ORA. Call on Dr. Charles Castle or any of the 10 sports medicine specialists among our 22 skilled and caring physicians. ORA, excellent.
Joel Anderson, Battle Creek, Ida Grove. 4th place, Brian Sundahl, Emmitsburg Armstrong Ringstead. 3rd place, Mike Whistler, Centerville. 2nd place, J.J. Krutzinger, Columbus Waterloo. And the Class 2A 125-pound state champion from Winterset, Laramie Schaefer.
More awards after this.
25-pound awards, Coach Brad Smith of Iowa City City High. 8th place, Cody McClintock, Fort Dodge. 7th place, Thomas Waljasper, Fort Madison. 6th place, Tim Legault, Waterloo West. 5th place, Matt Koch, Indianola. 4th place, Matt Burns, Urbandale. 3rd place, Ryan Pratt, Spencer. Runner-up, Kalen Lenz, West Delaware, Manchester. And the Class 3A 125-pound state champion from Iowa City City High, Kyle Anson.
Coming up next, the 135-pound matches.
I'm an elementary school guidance counselor.
Time to move on to the 135-pound matches. On the left side there, 2A, our feature match. It's Tony Lovestoon of Centerville. The junior is 46-4 up against Luke Saturn of Humboldt, the junior, unbeaten at 38-0. Meanwhile, the other two matches in our corner boxes. The 1A match, Charlie Edelson, the defending champion at 135 pounds, The senior is 38-0 up against Gavin Nelson of Missouri Valley. And in the lower right-hand corner, the 3A match is Zach McCray of Iowa City and Clinton Whitcomb of Waverly Shell Rock, a senior that's 35-3. Tony Lovestone of Centerville, third ranked at his weight. Says he's best friends with TJ Siebold. That's not a bad kid to have as your best friend when it comes to wrestling, Jim.
Yeah, 3-time state champion, now going for 4. Here, you've got
Luke Saturn.
Luke Saturn. He's just I've seen several of Saturn's matches here. He's just explosive, and his brother was a state champion, Wade Saturn, and an amputee, right, from the...
Yeah, exactly. One leg,
and boy, he was had an impressive tournament. But you know, I would have to think that you know, they did a lot of wrestling. They were the same size, and even though Luke was younger, they're probably the same size. Did a lot of wrestling, and boy, he had Wade used to have an explosive cradle, and does really a nice job of trying to get back points. Got a takedown.
We want to mention again an important match in the team race. Lovestone of Centerville. The last time we checked, Centerville had just nudged ahead of Emmetsburg in the 2A race.
And there's Luke Saturn going hard. He's really an explosive wrestler on the top. He really puts himself in a lot of danger sometimes to get points, but he found himself getting back points, and I believe he got some back points and a reversal. No, just a reversal. 2-2 score. Quick update on the other matches then. In the 1-8 match, it's 4-2. Edelson with the lead, 4-2 there, returning champ. And the 3A match is 4-1 with Zach McCray out in front. Yeah, and that's also an important team race match here. Clint Whitcomb from Waverly Shell Rock. If he can win that match over there, even though he's trailing 4-1, he could vault his team from second place right now to first. Nice slide by there by Luke Saturn here from Humboldt. He dumps Lovestrom onto his side, and he's immediately will go to try to tilt the guy. He puts himself in a little bit of a precarious situation with his hips off the side. But he's trying to look for that half Nelson, and he'll scoot his hips, and really try to suck the man back. But there's only 13 seconds left in the period. 5-2 score. Edelson with another takedown. He now leads it 6-2 in that 1A match. Charlie Edelson, the defending champ of Hudson, against Gavin Nelson of Missouri Valley. First period's over in the 2A match. 5-2. Zach McCray over there on the 3A mat probably had one of the bigger upsets of the tournament here, beating Mitch Mueller from Iowa City West. Never beaten Mitch Mueller before, and ends up getting a last-second reversal to win 2-1. Vault him into the finals. Saturn in the down position, and Lovestone gives him an escape. So it makes score 6-2. Nice near arm far leg. Comes up, lifts the leg up. Doesn't have much real estate to work with there, and he'll allow himself to be pushed off the mat and go back to the center. Edelson with a scramble with a reversal for 2 more to Patty's advantage. 8-2 now. Charlie Edelson, they go out of bounds, come back to the center of the mat. Well, we spent a lot of time talking about Joey Slayton going to UNI, Virginia Tech, but Charlie Edelson is going to join his brother, 4-time state champion CJ Edelson at UNI. Wrestle for Brad Penrith. 3A match is 6-2 now with Zach McCray of Iowa City. Second a year ago at 130, out in front of Clint Whitcomb of Waverly Shell Rock. Whitcomb, a 4-time qualifier, looking to pick up the big medal this year. Lovestone trying to get back into this match, trying to come out the back door. He can pop his head out, stay off keep the scramble situation going. I always talk about this position here. The guy that usually keeps his head up off the mat can win the scramble, and you see it right there. See that? He kept his head off the mat, which usually means your hips are down, and he was able to score. Cuts the advantage to 6-4 in that match. 47 seconds left. 7-4 now. Saturn working off the inside collar tie. Gets a warning for stalling. He answers the warning with the shot, and Lovestuen comes right around off the front headlock position. And even though he's not scoring, he's keeping the pace of the match high. When you're down 7-4, you want to keep the pace of the match high, take it into another gear, and see if your opponent can maintain that intensity.
3A match there on the bottom right is 6-3. 6-3, Zach McCray in front of Clint Whitcomb. Again, an important match in the team race as well.
Saturn in on the shot again. One of these low ankle situations where having a trouble finishing it because the opponent's on your ankles, but only 3 seconds left. It'd be very difficult for Saturn to get the points, and he doesn't. 7-4. Charlie Edelson, top position over there in the top corner, really kind of cruising in his bout. Saturn with another shot here from Humboldt on the feature match, trying to come out the back door.
7-3 now. McCray with an escape out in front.
See where the he's really doing a does reach back, and now he tries to roll him back onto his side and maybe get some get Lovestuen to panic, but he doesn't. So he's got that that ankle elbow deep right there, and it makes it real difficult for Saturn to move, and now he gets into a more favorable scrambling position. The referee calls a stalemate.
Edelson, meanwhile, has his man in trouble. Gavin Nelson is scrambling to stay alive as Edelson looks for the pin and back-to-back championships in the 1A match. A minute to go, third period. Edelson trying to put the squeeze on. Now he's got the head locked up.
That's awful tight.
Yes, it is.
Boy, I did another situation here with Lovestuen from Centerville. He's got a situation where he calls the points. That's a great call right there on the edge. That's a great call. Allowed the wrestlers to wrestle. Now Lovestuen's going to go ahead and actually going to be back down in the down position. Looking to his coaches, and they're talking about going to the freestyle start. Pet peeve of mine. Sometimes they lay their hands on him, but they don't know how to let go of them. And that's a classic example of it. He allowed his opponent, Saturn, to dive back into the. If you want to let a guy go, you push him away. All right, get him away from you. Or run to the front.
Gavin Nelson is doing his best to not give up the fall to Charlie Edelson.
40 seconds left. Nice duck under attempt by Saturn. He's coming right back after it. He's got a 2-point lead, and he got on the offensive. Now a near arm far leg situation. Guy that has a head up will win the scramble. And here's Saturn. He's going to get points off that. At least a takedown. Jump up 10-6 and 2 back points to make it 12-6. So 15 seconds left. He's going to camp out right here, try to keep his own shoulders off the mat. And he'll join his brother, Wade Saturn, as another Humboldt state champion.
And in the 3A match that you just saw wrap up, Zach McCray of Iowa City, a 9-3 decision. He gets the championship in Class 3A. Happy bunch from Humboldt, huh, Jim?
You bet. Well, they're used to winning. A lot of state champions came out of Humboldt, and Luke Saturn's going to be another one.
Humboldt coach Bobby Thompson, you and he go back a little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
And now to the award stand for the 130-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by Mid-American Energy.
Presenting the Class 1A 130-pound awards, Coach Sterling Rex of Wecco Wayland. 8th place, Brandon Bolke, Kingsley Pearson. 7th place, Zach Butterus, Lisbon. 6th place, Spencer Miller, Highland Riverside. 5th, Logan Queck, Nottoway Valley. 4th place, Jason Stump, Clarion Goldfield. 3rd place, Chris Udish, Akron Westfield. Runner-up, Kelby Ryerson, Eagle Grove. And the Class 1A 130-pound state champion from Waco, Wayland, Eric Davis.
Back with more after this.
According to the 2004 Electric Utility Residential Customer Satisfaction Study by J.D. Power and Associates, customers of Mid-American Energy rank us highest in customer satisfaction based on factors such as power quality, reliability, and customer service. Mid-American Energy.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association is very pleased that the Iowa Bankers provide an outstanding citizen scholarship to one of the wrestling participants in our state wrestling tournament. The scholarship is based on academics, leadership, and involvement in school and community. The pride that exists in communities is the connection between schools and their community, and the Iowa Bankers have been a big part of promoting that.
Presenting the Class 2A 130-pound awards, Coach Kelly Wolf of Albia. 8th place, Pete Webb, Sergeant Bluff Luton. 7th place, Casey Mai, New Hampton. 6th place, Ben Watts, Central Clinton DeWitt. 5th place, Tay Tone, Grinnell. 4th place, Brett Rosedale, East Marshall LeGrand. 3rd place, Cody Blazik, Marion. 2nd place, Chris Sandy, Spirit Lake Park. And the Class 2A 130-pound state champion from Albia, Nick Pickrell.
For Hy-Vee, here's Mat Side reporter B.J. Shaven with a very happy student-athlete.
Yeah, TJ Seabolt now joining us. Of course, he won the 119-pound championship in Class 2A. And TJ, you battled through a lot, including Huppenkopf this year, to go 52-0 and win your 3rd state championship. How did it feel?
It felt pretty good. I mean, I went out there, I tried to help the team get points, so felt real good helping them out. I had that pretty tight, so it was good.
All right, you go for your 4th championship coming up next year. When does the training start?
Tomorrow.
All right, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
TJ Seabolt joining us. Let's go to the 3A award stand.
Presenting the Class 3A 130-pound awards, Assistant Coach Kane Thompson of Cedar Rapids Kennedy. 8th place, Justin McCarthy, Epworth Western Dubuque. 7th place, Jacob Groth, Marshalltown. 6th place, Daniel Twido, Cedar Falls. 5th place, Andy Crooms, Ottumwa. 4th place, J.J. Anderson, Dowling. 3rd place, Tobin Ward, Lewis Central. Runner-up, Adam Schumacher, Dubuque Senior. And the Class 3A 130-pound state champion from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Joey Slayton.
We'll be back with the 140-pound championship matches after this.
It's every corn grower's biggest decision. What's the right seed corn for this season? You want the latest technology, proven performance, superior profitability. So what do? Well, it really comes down to one simple choice. In a win-or-lose business like farming, pick Win. FS Seed Corn, the start of a winning season. Talk to your FS crop specialist today.
Welcome back to Vets Auditorium. Time to move on to 140 pounds. The 2A match on the left, you're seeing Kurt Simon of West Liberty, a senior, up against Travis Eggers, also a senior, out of MFL Marmac. The top right, your 1A match, Brett Rose of Woodbury Central, the junior, goes up against the 3-time champion, Daniel LeClaire of Northland Troy Mills. And the 3A match in the bottom right, Adam Mans of Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln, the senior, against the top-ranked Matt Ballweg of Waverly Shell Rock. Matt is a junior. And of course, the 4-time chances are happening here. History possibly in the makings tonight. Only 14 Iowa young men have ever won 4 championships. Daniel LeClaire hopes to do it tonight after championships the last 3 years, including last year's at 140 pounds.
Travis Eggers here in the red ankle band. The MFL Marmac. There's a fall down in the 3A match.
Just like that, it's a Matt Ballweg of Waverly Shell Rock racking up some team points in a championship as he pins Adam Mance of Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln.
Well, with that fall there, that's a 6-point advancement here. Now Waverly Shell Rock finds themselves up by 5.5 points in the team race. Here you see Travis Eggers in the gold singlet here, MFL Marmac. Of course, Kurt Simon, first place district finisher, career record of 125 and 19.
1A match, LeClaire's got a 4-2 advantage early on as we hit the 1 minute mark in the first period. 1 minute in both of those matches, in fact.
And Daniel LeClaire, he didn't really have probably his best match in the semifinals, only a 3-0 win, and but he really gutted it out and went hard, and I think he's really fun to watch here. He just always comes right at you, and of course, looking at him here, just one of the stronger guys. And here's the fall by Ballweg there. You can see the replay on the lower screen there, and that's as tight as you get it. And boy, what a feeling. You just put your team up by 5.5 points.
It's double duty, that's what that is.
No score here on the feature bout. Kurt Simon comes in from West Liberty, comes in with a, both these guys were qualifiers. Nice high crotch there by Simon. Just faked him right out here, dropped and came in, and both these guys are state qualifiers.
Break there in the 1A match. Brett Rose had some blood problem, went over to Coach Jim Fisher. They got that worked out, and now they're back underway.
Yeah, and now you see the aggressiveness on the top screen there of Daniel LeClaire. He just comes right at it. Here again, a scramble situation where Kurt Simon on the feature mat doesn't get the point, so it's a 2-1 score heading into the second period, and Daniel LeClaire really working hard here. He wants to go out in style. You know, that's got to be on his mind. That's going to be in a situation where he's really working his opponent over. Got that near side cradle. Boy, that's tight.
Daniel LeClaire hoping to move his career mark to 167-2, but Brett Rose has got something to say about that with the reversal.
Yes, he did. That's pretty impressive there. He put himself right back in the bout at 8-4. And he got some respect from the guy going for 4 here.
Brett Rose, just a junior.
I like that.
You have to like it.
Yeah, he did. He's out there competing.
Hey, you don't get to the championship match if you haven't put it all on the line.
Yeah.
And that's the way the first period will end in that 1A match. 8-4 as LeClaire's got a battle with Brett Rose at Woodbury Central.
Let's talk about Brett Rose for a second. He's a 2-time qualifier. 41-7 record on the year. Just a junior.
Yeah, just a junior.
Great experience here, being down here in the finals. So on the feature mat, it's Kurt Simon in the top position. Really working hard with that wrist tie. This is the tough position. Now he comes up with a ball and chain. Call that where they lock the wrist in between the legs right there. You can see his Eggers' right wrist is captured, and it's a good pinning situation. Two good-looking athletes here, though. Well-defined, keeping their bodies in good shape.
Eggers had something he mentioned in his notes. I saw Jim. He said he quit when he was in junior high, but his coaches inspired him to continue. Said, quote, "It was the best decision of my life."
Well, I think that sometimes guys give up on our sport before the testosterone kicks in, and looks like his testosterone has kicked in.
I would agree. Visual evidence.
Strong-looking kid.
Yeah. Meanwhile, LeClaire is now up 10-5 as we get to about a minute left in the second period. Under a minute in your match there on the feature side.
And Simon just, working really hard with that 2-on-1. He's got about 40 seconds left. He's competing, drops back in on the leg. I like to see when a guy does that, not just to throw his rear end out and just let him go. He dropped back in on the shot. So they go off the mat. So 30 seconds left. Travis Eggers from MFL Marmac, if he wants to battle his way back into this bout, he's got to get an escape. Probably doesn't have to get escape here, but it would sure help.
Another takedown for LeClaire. Brings his 166-2 career record into this bout, looking for the 4th championship. He's won 60 in a row. There's the reversal, though, from Rose.
Yeah, and Rose has come to battle him here. 12-8 score. And here's where you want to keep your intensity. And now it's a throw position here. Possible escape. He got the escape. Now he's got a takedown here. So Travis Eggers from MFL Marmac gets an escape and a takedown in the last 30 seconds in the second period to jump up 4-2.
LeClaire, meanwhile, picked up another reversal there to go up 14-8.
He doesn't look like himself a little bit, and I think that's understandable. Sometimes the pressure and the tension, and the other thing has to do with this is Brett Rose has come to compete here today.
Woodbury Central with just one qualifier. It was Rose making the most out of that school budget that they took the van and loaded up and came to Des Moines for the week. That's for sure.
Too much space in it for the coach's liking, but like to get down here anyway.
Exactly. Just underway, third period, both matches that you're watching.
I really think this is going to be a fun finish here in the Simon Eggers match. 4-3. Simon shows a lot of ability here on the shots, but he hasn't been able to get him off because he's having to do too much hand fighting here. There's the free shot. Now he comes at him a couple times. Now he'll have to work his short offense, but Eggers matches it with a shot of his own, and you like to see that. Nice counter shot. Neither guy is backing away. But the battle here, I think, is if Simon in the blue singlet here can get his wrist free long enough to be able to take those shots when he's in close. There's an ear on far leg, kept his wrist free. But he came off of the leg and went up for the throw, and it just wasn't there. You need to be thinking just 2 points here and not the big move. I mean, it'll take if it's there, but I think, you know, two's the preferable way to go. And now you see his wrist being tied up.
Just under 1 minute in that match now.
Yeah.
Shot.
Eggers doing a nice job of making Simon work in a position he's not comfortable with. He just got warned for stalling, and that's just because he's given up a little ground. And now he shoots in low, and this will be the match right here. Both guys working hard, and that's 2 points. You know, I've seen that called a number of different ways during the course of the tournament, but I think you have to give the benefit of the doubt to Eggers there, and he responded from that stall warning and came right back after Simon. And it's always better to win it your way, win it going away with points. And now he'll try to keep Simon down here with just a second. He's got a stall warning against him.
Meanwhile, on the 1A match, Daniel LeClaire has done what only 14 Iowans have ever done. He's a 4-time state champion. Daniel LeClaire of Northland Troy Mills.
Isn't that outstanding here? Congratulations to him. And Simon and Eggers are done with their bout here. You see Eggers winning the championship. And
8-3, Eggers wins it.
And very few people get standing ovations in this venue.
Daniel LeClaire's got a well-deserved standing ovation as he salutes the crowd with one finger in the air. Back-to-back champion. And now to the award stand for the 135-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by Option.
Presenting the Class 1A 135-pound awards, Coach Justin Tyson, Assistant Coach Justin Tyson of Hudson. 8th place, Mike Finch, Hartley Melvin Sanborn. 7th place, Ryan Vogel, Pekin. 6th place, Ben Fisher, North Lynn, Troy Mills. 5th place, Alex Reneker, East Buchanan, Winthrop. 4th place, Brooke Erlmeyer, Audubon. 3rd place, Adam Hargrave, Louisa Muscatine. Runner-up, Gavin Nelson, Missouri Valley. And the Class 1A 135-pound state champion from Hudson, Charlie Edelson.
Back to the award stand after this.
Hi, I'm Ron Elpin. We sell more trucks to farmers and general contractors than anyone I know. It's no secret, it's price. I'd like to think it was me, but it's my price. We have 150 in used inventory, all priced lower than ever.
Presenting the Class 2A 135-pound awards, assistant coach Ron Marchant of Humboldt.
As the wrestling continues.
8th place, Nick Laughlin, Cherokee, Washington. 7th place, Seth McChesney, Clear Lake. 6th place, Brad Anderson, Sadell. 5th place, Jeremy Clark, Harlan. 4th place, Casey Watt, Union LaPorte City. 3rd place, Ryan Byler, Winterset. 2nd, Tony Lovestone, Centerville. And the 2A 135-pound state champion from Humboldt, Luke Saturn.
And we're coming back to Vets Auditorium right after this.
Why do so many people confidently choose Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield for their health insurance?
With the Blues, our health insurance is easy and hassle-free.
Even small businesses like mine have a wide choice of plan designs.
Wherever we travel, the Blue Card Network gives us the coverage we need.
Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. The difference is blue.
In the spring, right after it's rained, you could have looked out there a couple of days ago and it was nothing but black earth. But after a good soak, there they are, row after row of them, bright green, not a weed in sight. And that's when you think, man, this is good.
Farming is in your blood. Helping you succeed is in ours. Look for our corn and soybean protection portfolio in this month's Farm Futures.
Presenting the Class 3A 135-pound awards, Coach Brad Smith of Iowa City City High. 8th place, Stu Gilmore, North Scott Eldridge. 7th place, Daniel Humpel, Cedar Falls. 6th place, Samir Durick, Des Moines Roosevelt. 5th place, Zach Tibbetts, Dowling, West Des Moines. 4th place, Jason Blaha, Prairie Cedar Rapids. 3rd place, Mitch Mueller, Iowa City West. Runner-up, Clint Whitcomb, Waverly Shell Rock. And the Class 3A 135-pound state champion from Iowa City City High, Zach McRae.
Back to the mat with the 145-pound matches right after this.
This field was treated with Balance Pro herbicide.
It sat there for 15 days without a drop of rain, and the weeds came up again.
And then it rained. And Recharge got them like that.
We know because this is our field.
Since 1999, Balance Pro has been used successfully on more than 21 million acres. That's the power of Recharge.
All right, here we go. 145 pounds, the weight class. The two-way match on your left side, Justin Kerber of Emmetsburg. The junior's 41-1. He faces Nate Albers of Independence. The senior goes 24-9. The top match there is your 3A bout. Mitch Norton of Nashua Plainfield, 39-0, and Caleb Evans of Lenox comes in just a freshman, 33-2. And the bottom right is your 3A match. Brad Lower of Burlington, the sophomore's 31-2. Marcus Hollingshead is a senior at 29-5. That sets up this bracket, and for the first time in a while, we don't have a defending champion on the mat, Jim.
We don't, but we also have a match that's our feature match here. Justin Kerber from Emmetsburg. He's battling for the team title here against Centerville. So with Emmetsburg situation, but Justin, of course, is the son of four-time state champion Jeff Kerber, Emmetsburg. And here's a great throw. And he gets a two-point takedown. So set this up team-wise. If he wins this match, he'll give his team 4 points, and they'll jump out to a 1.5 lead over Centerville for the team title.
You mentioned his dad, Jeff. Jeff Kerber the champion from 76 to 79. Back then, he was only the second ever. Now there's 14 in the books.
Yeah, but
15, excuse me.
Not to take away from what, in my memory, it was one of the biggest because it was the first modern day guy. Of course, Bob Steenledge was the first guy to do it, and
back
there
in
was
62.
a huge span between, you know, the champions. Of course, there's more classes than there were back then, but which add a little bit to that. But what a day that was when Jeff won his fourth.
1962, Steenledge was the first to do it, and as I mentioned, Jeff did it in 79. But we got trouble on the 1A mat.
A reversal, and that's the freshman,
That's
Caleb.
Caleb Evans of Lennox.
33-2 record here, but he's a freshman. And you know, when you have a freshman with 2 losses down here, you can just take those off the board. That's just, you know, growing pains. Get to the finals, you've got something going for you, particularly at a weight class like 145. Most of those freshmen you see in the finals are lightweight guys.
Norton picked up the escape there, goes up 3-2 in that 1A match. Quick update on the 3A. It's 2-0 at this point. It's Brad Lower of Burlington with the advantage. Riding against Marcus Hollingshead of Oskaloosa.
Yeah, Nate Albert underneath in the feature match. I really like what Justin's skill set is here. Of course, he's the nephew of Olympic champion Randy Lewis. Robin, sister Robin, Jeff, got together at Iowa. Robin was a gymnast, and Jeff a wrestler, 3-time All-American at Iowa. There's about 10 seconds left, and he's doing a really nice control job of riding the wrist. Got both legs in, so really difficult for Albert to be able to get out from underneath.
These two, you mentioned Kerber and Albers, did match up earlier this year, and Justin was the winner at the Osage Duel, 16-3. So whether he's got the mental advantage in the championship, I don't know, but he's got one under his belt at least.
Well, Albert from Independence. It's tough to when these guys go to these off colors. You're used to seeing the maroon color of Independence and maroon and white, and go with the different color. Nice job by Kerber stopping Albert's first move.
Still 2-zip in the 3A match. Brad Lower of Burlington leading Marcus Hollingshead out of Oskaloosa. Stalemate called there on the match. That's the bottom right corner.
Yep, and Kerber's going to get called for stalling in the top position. And I think that was he's going to go to a freestyle start as he gives the referee the freestyle start symbol. Looks for the time. And I think he feels pretty comfortable on the feet. And the nice thing that just reminds me of watching Jeff out there, just the body style and everything. But he can, the one thing that he does that, and I think this comes from the mother's lineage.
I was just going to say, you're going to talk about his hips in the
Yeah.
gymnastics, aren't you?
Yeah, I have hips to gymnastics, the throwing of his uncle. He's got that along with the controlled patience of Jeff's shots, and nice combination. But you know, they don't give them away down here, and it doesn't make any difference what your lineage is here. You've got to go out there and get one of your own.
Mitch Norton in the 1A match looking to find a cradle there perhaps. He's up 6-2 late in the second period.
We were really close to the Kerber family when we were growing up, and we talk about all these fellas have wrestled in the kid wrestling level, but John Kerber, Justin's grandfather here, was really one of the pioneers. Oh, nice throw. You can see him set that up beautifully. Albert's going to do a nice job of fighting off that, but really working hard.
30 seconds in the second period there in 2A.
I was mentioning his uncle, or his grandfather, John Kerber, one of the pioneers as far as kid wrestling goes. I mean, we used to go up there for workouts. We were in junior high, and he really got that, helped get that program going. But I asked him, he says, will you mind if I call you the godfather of little kids wrestling? He said, no, not at all.
That garage got a lot of use, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, the Kerber Garage was the host of many fantasy championships. There were a lot of state championships rolled out in that garage.
Yeah, and that's the way it was. And he just invited, if he saw somebody tough out there in the state, he invited them to the garage. So there's 2 seconds left in this period. Big move by Justin Kerber. jump out 9-2.
Mitch Norton on the 1A match picks up a couple more. He's up 8-2 now. Norton leads Caleb Evans out of Lennox. Evans just the freshman coming in. Norton, meanwhile, well tested here. Second a year ago, third in 03 as a sophomore.
And Caleb Albert trying to compete in this situation now finds himself in another bit of trouble.
3A match, if you're looking there on the bottom right-hand corner, a blood situation with Brad Lower of Burlington. That's why we've got a delay there. They're both gone to their corners, talking to the coaches, Mike Rickert and Jason Wedgbury.
On the start here, the third period, but Kerber again doing a nice job of controlling, up 11-2. Really waiting for Albert to kind of try to pop up off of his belly. Now he puts the leg in. He just a nice job of control riding and understands his position really well. Two-time second place finisher, Justin Kerber. Nate Albert, a senior, 24-9 record on the year. And really did a nice job to get to this point in the tournament. Good solid wrestling, and it's difficult to call anybody for stalling when they put 11 points up on the board, but it's pretty much a parallel ride right now, and now he's coming out to the side.
Jump in real quick. Your 1A champions from Nashua Plainfield. Mitch Norton will finish his senior career 40-0, and after being second a year ago, he's the champion at 145 this year.
Really solid wrestler, Mitch Norton. Has a good set of skills, and I'd be surprised to see him go on next year and wrestle at some what a multi-sport athlete. He is just a good athlete, and finally takes home a state title after finishing second last year. But with 11 seconds left, Kerber name continues as far as the respect it is earned in this sport.
And Emmetsburg picks up
4 points
in the team race.
Actually, they picked up 5 points to jump out to a 2.5-point lead over Centerville.
So the 2A team duel continues while the Kerber story continues as well, and another Kerber will find himself at the top of the award stand. Meanwhile, the 3A, remember we had a blood delay a moment, and still 1:17 to go in that 3A match with Brad Lower of Burlington out to a 4-0 advantage.
He's in the down position with a minute left. Just gets a nice reversal there, and now he's working on a wrist ride, maybe a crossface cradle. Understand why it's called a crossface. Pinching that elbow down. It looks like the Hollingshead, the Oskaloosa wrestlers, really had a doesn't look like he's got much fight left him in this position.
Not much energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not much energy there. Brad Lower, 6th a year ago as a freshman, so looking to win it as a sophomore this year.
They're right there in the center working, and he's got the cradle. We're actually moving to the crossface cradle. Again, you're up 6-0. You'd like to get the fall here, but the referee saw the same thing that we did, that Hollingshead was not moving underneath, and sometimes nerves take a toll here, Tim. Just the warm-ups and everything, you feel out of place, and it's not that these guys aren't in condition. It's just it's awful tough out there.
Hollingshead didn't have to work much either. He won a couple of quick pins in the early batches, and Brad Lower will be your champion at 3A at 145 pounds. The sophomore wraps up the year 32-2. And now let's go to the award stand for the 140-pound class medal winners, brought to you by Balance Pro.
Presenting the Class 1A 140-pound awards, assistant coach and father Douglas McClare of Northland Troy Mills. 8th place, David Hutton, I-35 Truro. 7th place, Jacob Hall Ogden. 6th place, Joe Allen, St. Edmunds Fort Dodge. Fifth place, Eric Scher, Don Bosco, Gilbertville. Fourth place, Clint Kirsten, Logan Magnolia. Third place, Trevor Kittleson, St. Ansgar. Runner-up, Brett Rose, Woodbury Central, Mobile. And the Class 1A 140-pound state champion and only the 15th four-time state champion, Daniel LeClaire, North Lynn, Troy Mills.
Back with more awards right after this.
Hey, Dad. You ready? Yeah. You look ready.
John Reeks, Bishop Heelan Catholic. Seventh, Todd Moan Jr., Sadell. Sixth place, Tom Slater, Shenandoah. Fifth place, Seth Pugh, Columbus Junction. Nat 4, Brock Ryder, Union LaPorte City. Third place, Brooks Kopsa, East Marshall LeGrand. Runner-up, Kurt Simon, West Liberty. And the Class 2A 140-pound state champion from MFL Marmac, Travis Eggers. Presenting the Class 3A 140-pound awards, Coach Rick Caldwell of Waverly Shell Rock. Eighth place, Wade Dowling, Valley, West Des Moines. Seventh place, Kyle McDowell, Johnston. Sixth place, Josh Swanson, Knoxville. Fifth place, Brent Canustrom, Fort Madison. Fourth place, Kelly Jones, North Scott Eldridge. Third place, Calvin Hodge, Iowa City West. Runner-up, Adam Manns, Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. And the Class 3A 140-pound state champion from Waverly Shell Rock, Matt Ballweg.
And coming up next, the 152-pound matches after this from your local stations.
One thing I can't stand is people lollygagging around when there's money to be saved on new cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. And since right now, D&D Chevrolet's got an entire lot full of amazing deals. I want to see you people move, move, move.
That's right, Coach. Lease a new vehicle with $0 due at inception. Zero, nada, zilch. Lease a new 2005 Chevy Silverado for just $199 per month. Or a new 2005 Chevy Malibu for just $188 per month.
D&D Chevrolet! Now get out there, save some money, and make me proud.
Sports are a big part of our lives. We watch, we play, and sometimes we get hurt. Who gets us back in the game? This team. Orthopedic specialist Davenport, Dr. John Hoffman, Dr. Tuvi Mendel, Dr. Tyson Cobb, Dr. Michael Dolphin, fellowship-trained specialists, providing the most advanced orthopedic technology in the Quad Cities for teams and athletes of all ages. Treatment is now available every Saturday morning, 52 weeks a year, at our Sports Injuries Walk-In Clinic. Orthopedic specialist Davenport, keeping you in the game.
Stamp of Lewis Central. The junior is 42-3. We are underway at 152.
Of course, Ryan Morningstar going for his third state title. He's on his way to the University of Iowa. And Joe Verschoor never wrestled Morningstar before, but see, good athlete. And as we saw before, where Patrick Makey was going for his third title, Jordan O'Laughlin had none of it from Gilbertville Don Bosco. It's not just a coronation here. These titles are earned.
When Verschoor has worked his way up the ladder, 7th as a freshman, then 5th, back that up, 4th, 5th, and 7th a year ago, so he's been around the block.
You're going to see a wild match there at the top of the screen here with Weiler from Winterset versus actually Barber from Winterset versus Micah Keller from Indianapolis here. Two guys that like to light it up.
Scoreless across the board. Not a score in any of these matches at 152.
Well, I don't think that's going to be the case long here in this two-way match. These guys will go at it. There's a nice single leg attempt by Morningstar, and Versor moving to the edge of the mat, and he makes one of the tougher. Oh, they're just a tough situation where you bring both of your heels. Morningstar wanted to get to that far ankle, and when you dive to get off the mat, you bring both of your ankles together. That makes it easy to finish the technique. So, seen a lot of good wrestlers lose out in that position. So Morningstar picks up the two.
You mentioned Jeff and Justin Kerber, of course. Ryan's dad, Scott, a 4-time champ as well. From 77 to 80. He was the 3rd ever to pick up 4 championships here at Betts Auditorium.
Yeah, and he also serves as an assistant coach for the Lisbon coaching staff. Head coach Brian Hall. Been at Lisbon for 2 years, and the program that has a rich tradition of winning titles, and Morningstar following through on the tradition that his dad helped make.
We'll take some blood time on the 2A match. Billy Lewis, I think, is going to, or excuse me, the Winterset wrestler Calvin Barber is going to have some blood wiped off. In that 3A match, though, it's Billy Lewis of Bettendorf out in front, 2-0 in front of Mike Stamp of Lewis Central. Lewis Central, the defending team champions, coming back, but they're not in the thick of it, shall we say, this year.
Well, actually, they're in 2nd place.
Oh, Lewis Central is still in 2nd. My mistake.
Actually, they're in 3rd place, excuse me, right now. So they're in trophy contention with 106 points.
That's you get wrapped up in the team champion, and you forget. You're exactly right, Jim. There's some hardware to go hand it around, just not at the top of the podium.
Right. So Ryan Morningstar rode out in that situation. He's in the top position in the red singlet, red ankle band, and Versor just having a hard time popping up and staying really defensive in there. Now he's fighting to get hand control, but the problem is your elbows are out. Now he gets a little bit better. He can bring those elbows in. He's trying to fight Morningstar with the elbows in, but Morningstar gets the call for stalling because there's just not enough action to satisfy the official here.
2A match on the top right is just underway here in the 2nd period.
Micah Keller in the top, the orange singlet here gets a switch. He gets a